Welcome to a new reading vlog. I'm excited you're here, and we'll just see where this video takes us. Okay, I'm gonna get dinner out of the fridge, which is leftover salad. And then I'm gonna finish watching this video and uploading some stuff, and then we will get to reading. I am in love with Freddie Whitworth. Whitmore? The language of Lillian or Liliana does not quite, or Lucille. They call her Lucy. Maybe her name is Lucille. Sometimes fruit snacks are easy and throw together, and today I just threw together some s'mores in the oven because we needed something quick. It was a win, let's be honest. A s'more for snack, absolute win. Okay, so I'm about 30% of the way through Anne of Avenue A, and I have some thoughts. Hold on, I gotta let you in. Okay, first of all, I don't like Anne's mother. Point blank, don't like her. She's like the definition, not definition, but she is your stereotypical came from money, thinks that you should do everything she wants because she knows what she's doing, right? And that's just, she's very entitled, and I don't appreciate that about her. Next, I don't know how I feel about Anne, and my reason is because she does not know what she wants. Like, Anne's mother pushes her to go to business school at Columbia, but Anne doesn't really want to go to business school, but she does it because her mother's pushing her to do it. And because she has already applied and goes to business school in Columbia, she ends up having to break up with her long-term boyfriend, Freddie, who I love. I am in love with Freddie Whitworth. Whitmore? I really like him. I like his attitude. You know, in college, he was very like fratty, playboy, go with the flow. Let's not take anything too seriously because it's just college and we have time to figure out life. And then later when we see him, we see like a time jump 8 years later, and he has his stuff together. And unfortunately for Anne, she does not. Her world kind of comes crumbling down a little bit because she is working at a TV studio where they produce, it's kind of like, all I can think of is Mob Wives, and that's not what it is, but it's like Real Housewives, like a Real Housewives type show. And two of the stars got in a physical fight, and now one of the stars is suing the other one. So the network is putting the whole show on pause, on production pause. And so Anne is having to like figure out what to do now because she's having to move out of the apartment. She's living in with her dad because her dad's in a lot of debt and doesn't know how to handle money. And so the only way to get him out of some of the pitfalls he's put himself in is to sell the apartment. And so Anne has moved in with her friend Squirrel? That's not her name. Scarlet? No. I don't know. Anyway, Anne's moved in with a friend, and lo and behold, if Freddie, 8 years later, has not bought, I don't know if it's an apartment or a complex or a townhouse, I don't know what it is, but has bought the whatever housing above or below, I don't remember. I'm so horrible at remembering things today. So more of the story, like they're basically neighbors now and they're gonna run into each other all the time. And I just really like Freddie. I'm team Freddie all the way. There is like another love interest that seems to be poking in, and his name is Theo, and I don't know that I like him yet or at all, but we'll see. I just really like Freddie. So that's where I am in the book. I'm gonna do some work. I just got back from church, so I need to do some church editing, some posting, and then I'll see where we are. So lunch just got here, and I ordered a Chipotle burrito because I'm really hungry, and some chips and guac. And then I'm going to watch some Dawson's Creek, and then once we are done with lunch, I'm gonna take the dog on a WALK. School has officially started back. I'm on my lunch break and then my planning period. So I'm going to listen to the rest of my audiobook, which is Anne of Avenue A, and do some editing. I did my friend's maternity photos, so I need to finish editing them for her, and then we'll get back to you. I have enough time to finish my audiobook. I am still loving Freddie. He's so sweet. I love him so much. And Anne is starting to come around. Like, she's starting to realize a little bit more who she is and what she wants, and how her mother has kind of controlled her life for a long time, and so has her father. So yeah, I'm gonna keep listening to my audiobook, do some work, write a paper. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay. So I just finished reading or listening to Anne of Avenue A, and I loved it. It is not a 5-star read for me. I think it's a 4.5. That is what I gave Elizabeth of East Hampton. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed when Anne realized what she wanted from her life and stopped listening to other people and allowed herself to be selfish for once. Anne put everyone in front of her for so long that she just needed to finally be able to step up and say, no, this is what I want. This is what I'm doing. And I love that Freddie had the realization of, oh, Anne did some things in our past so that I could move on and develop his ideas about making planting and farming more green and sustainable, and I love it. I love it. I think this might be my favorite one out of the whole series, and I'm saying a lot because I really liked Emma of 83rd Street, even though I didn't even know that was supposed to be an Emma retelling. I just really enjoyed this series, and I tried to look it up. As of right now, there is not gonna be a 4th book, but I hope there will be because I enjoyed this series a lot. And I think it brings Jane Austen into the public again in a digestible way, where when she was writing, what she wrote was digestible, and even now when you go back and read like the original Pride and Prejudice or Persuasion or Sense and Sensibility, like those things, yes, they're digestible, but you have to think with them. Where For the Love of Austen series, you didn't have to use as much brain power. And that sounds bad, and I'm not meaning that bad. I'm just meaning with the language updated and the story updated, you're able to digest it and enjoy without having to like really think about what you're reading or listening to. So I loved it. I'm gonna write my reviews right now for Elizabeth of East Hampton and Anna and Anne of Avenue A. I loved how at the end of all of these books, they really brought together your couples. So while each of these are a standalone, at the very end, you do get a moment with each couple, and I love that. You get to see all 3 of the couples interacting and being friends, and I love it. I love it. It's a great series. So I am on my planning hour, and I'm so tired of sitting that I am taking a walk around the classroom. I could go walk the hallway, and I might do that actually. Just go walk around for a minute because I am so tired of sitting here. I think that's what I'm gonna go do, and then I'll come back and talk to you. I did not check in with you after my walk at school. I'm home, and I'm gonna sit down and read for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna go to the gym for a swim tonight. So let's go read on the couch for a little bit. Officially started The Music of Us, the audiobook, and I'm about 20% of the way through. I like it so far. I didn't realize it was going to be very, very YA, Our female main lead is, I guess they're 18, and is about to go to college, or debating if she's going to college. And then our male main character is in a boy band, and so he kind of skipped over all the high school stuff. And they knew each other before he became famous, and there was a little bit of a spark between them, but when he got in the band, the music of, no, it's something of us. One of us, I don't know. When he got in the band, he kind of disappeared and ghosted her, so she has been holding resentment to him. And it's obvious that there is some miscommunication, and probably some PR people got in the middle and decided they did not need to be friends, but they haven't figured that out yet. So that's about where we are. She is running a cat cafe for her mom because her mom has had surgery, and because she broke her foot or her leg. And so she has taken over the cat cafe for her mom, and they need to get people in to help cover bills. And so she's reconnecting with Jake so that he can bring in publicity. And that's all I know so far. I made a note in my phone, and one thing I've noticed is the language of Lillian or Liliana does not quite, or Lucille? They call her Lucy. Maybe her name is Lucille. Anyway, her language is not that of a girl who just graduated high school. She uses like very proper terms, and she uses a few 10-letter words, and it's just not really what her age range would be using. I teach high school, so I have my finger on our senior slang, and it's just not the way she speaks. But other than that, that's the only like huge blaring thing, is the language is a little bit distracting. So I'm gonna get back into it. I have some planning to do, and I'm gonna listen to it, and then I'm gonna go for a walk, and I'll meet up with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we're finally getting a day off tomorrow. There's a PD day, but I don't have to go, so I'm so excited. I am 50% of the way through the Music of Us, so I'm gonna go wash my face, and then we'll talk about what's happening. Okay, so I went and washed my face, and now I can talk about the Music of Us. I am 52% of the way through, I think. I'm listening to the audiobook. It's a YA, so it's younger than what I was expecting it to be. I didn't know that it was going to be a YA, and so I'm not holding that against it because I went in blind. That's my fault. What I'm really liking about it is it feels like I woke up in the early 2000s and I'm reading a story on Wattpad, which I've not thought about in years. So I feel like I'm reading, let's be honest, it feels like I'm reading a One Direction fanfiction. I'm not mad at it, but it is young, and I don't know if it's the narrator making Lucy seem older or if it's the writing that makes Lucy seem older, but somewhere there's a disconnect. It's either the writing or the narration, and it is pulling me out a little bit because I have to keep reminding myself, oh yeah, she's talking about going to college. She's talking about just graduating high school. She's young. So I don't know. I'm gonna get some more reading done. I'm gonna do some work, and I will update you maybe when I finish this book, or maybe when something crazy happens. We'll see. So, nothing crazy happened in that book. I did finish The Music of Us, and it was kind of what I predicted would happen. It was just kind of predictable, which is expected in a YA. When I'm an adult reading a YA, I expect it to be a little predictable. I did enjoy it. I thought it was a sweet YA romance, but now I'm ready for something a little bit more hard-hitting. So I'm going to start reading Summer Girls, or Summer Darling, that's the name of it. And as we're getting to the end of this vlog, we'll just see how far we get by the time I end this vlog. It won't be too much longer, I don't think, because I need to start a weekend reading vlog. So I'm gonna do some reading, some studying, and some editing, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I'm literally 3 pages into this book, and I'm loving the writing already. Like, it's so demonstrative, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Now it's 3 pages in. I could end up hating it. We'll see. Let's do some canning together. So here I have some tomato soup that I cooked a few nights ago. So I'm getting the right jar for this one because this isn't gonna work. But what we do now is I look at the time for how long it takes to process tomato soup for my area, because depending on your elevation, your canning times are gonna be different. So I'm just gonna look up the canning time for tomato soup in Tennessee, and it'll give me what I need. And then when my water is boiling, my water comes to a boil is when I set the timer. You do not start the timer before the water boils. I've made that mistake before, and the can doesn't seal correctly, and it's not, people eat it and it's fine. I'm paranoid about it. I want my time to be correct because of botulism. It's just something I'm a little careful about. I do make some rebel canning choices, but as far as processing time, I make sure that's always right. So I think that's gonna be the end of this vlog. I am about 20, how many pages am I in? About 20 pages into this book, and I'm really enjoying it. I am enjoying the writing, I'm enjoying the storytelling, I'm completely immersed, and I'm liking it a lot. I'm really enjoying the writing format, the writing style. I'm loving how imaginative and demonstrative she is in her writing. Brooke, I think is her name. I'm loving it. The names are a little weird, but it is set in the 1960s, so our female character is Hetty, and Hetty's roommate when she was at college was named Beryl, B-E-R-Y-L, Beryl. So that's a little weird, but I'm gonna get some work done. I'm gonna get some reading done. I'm gonna end this vlog here. If you are still with me, send me the bathing suit emoji, because that's what this read is about. It's about summer on Martha's Vineyard. I hope you had a great time. I had a fun time, and I will see you in another one soon.